Radio Rahim with Jessie Vargas. We're downtown Los Angeles, man. This is no stranger turf to you. Also, we're getting ready for a big fight, which is something that is not foreign to you either. But I didn't see Mikey Garcia being an opponent coming down the line for you. It seemed like that was something that could have happened a year ago. People talked about it. You guys were trying to make it, but it didn't seem possible. Now, this thing is actually happening. How do you feel about the timing of this fight?
Well, we're in downtown LA, like you said, man. It's back in my turf, man. Where I was born. And two LA fighters, you know what I mean? Well, I'm from Vegas, and I'm representing Vegas. You know, I've been raised there for many years, 25 years now. But, you know, we're here to promote this fight, as you said. Myself, Jessie Vargas, against Mikey Garcia. You know, it's a very intriguing, entertaining matchup. I think the fans are very excited to being able to see this fight being made. You know, it's confirmed and official. February 29th is the date in Dallas, Texas. And, you know, we're going to give the fight fans what they want to see, which is action, all-out action.
You know, Mikey might not be from Los Angeles proper, but he's from the greater Los Angeles area. I'm sure he considers that home, as you do in a way. How much of this battle has an emotional component? You guys are friends. You're not enemies. You're from essentially the same area. You've got a lot of same history together. Where does that line enter into this equation when it comes to that first bell ringing?
I mean, we get along well. When we see each other, we bump into each other in several occasions, you know, at fundraisers, at several events, fights, and we say hello, and, you know, each one goes their own way. But I think that mainly what we have is just mutual respect towards one another because we're in the same circle. So many times that we bumped into each other. But overall, I mean, we're two fighters who are looking forward to creating a legacy, you know, and apparently, you know, we are in each other's way. So for that reason, the minute the bell rings, things change. We get along, sure. I mean, we're friends outside of the ring, but it's just like anyone, you know. Any fighter is the same. I see every fighter in the same perspective where I'm cool with them before the fight. Once training camp begins, anxiety begins as well, you know, and emotions seem to flare. And one thing leads to the next, and you get ready for fight time. You're getting ready to punish someone. You know, come fight time, the bell rings, then things change. And that's how I see it. You know, we're two fighters in the fight game that we understand the business, and we got to do what we got to do. As much as we respect each other outside of the ring, inside the ring, we look forward to come out with the victory. You know, so it's two similar mindsets. It's going to make for a great matchup.
This is only Mikey's second time fighting at 147 pounds. Obviously, the first time he was unsuccessful against Errol Spence. You live at this division. In fact, you were trying to negotiate for even a heavier weight. Where are your advantages here? I know you won't agree with this, but most people would think Mikey Garcia has more skills than you. They think of him as a technician fighter. That's why they gave him a chance against Errol Spence. Where are your advantages in this matchup?
My advantages are that I am a very tactical, intelligent fighter. I mean, my only defeat, literally my official defeat, was against Manny Pacquiao, you know what I mean? And you look at our history, you know, at the fighters that he's faced, the fighters that I faced. I mean, I faced numerous world champions in my time as well, you know what I mean? From Vivian Harris, and I was only 20 years old, to Josecito Lopez, who, you know, later on was able to defeat Victor Ortiz, a fight after mine, you know, and defeated him. And Manny Pacquiao, which was a very competitive fight. You know, he got the best of it. Now he's world champion. I give him nothing but credit. You know, I have numerous world champions on my Antonio DeMarco. So I have a huge background in this sport, and I think that's why a lot of people see me as a veteran, because I started at a young age. And Mikey, he's a good fighter, but I feel that I have everything in my point to come out victorious on February 29th.
Errol Spence got some criticism. Even though he dominated the fight, he wasn't able to knock Mikey down, certainly couldn't stop him. Do you feel like it's necessary for you to get a stoppage in this fight to make your statement at 47? Like, you're clearly the bigger guy. Do you need to stop Mikey Garcia to make a statement that Jessie Vargas not only belongs at 47, which you clearly do, but in the elite levels of the 47 division?
I think that my goal at the end of the day is just to come out victorious. You know, whether it's by stoppage or decision, my goal is to win, and I will prepare myself for that decision there. I mean, whether it's, as long as I come out with the W, with the win, with the victory, with the additional win to my record, that's what matters. Anyway, I'll take it. But I'm just looking forward to this fight, and ultimately also, I mean, I have to include that it's a fight that the fans will enjoy. You know, it has it has a fight of the year written all over it. You know what I mean? Whenever you have two fighters with our styles, they make for very entertaining matchups.
You say that just getting the W is what's most important. It's what's most important. But
you have to keep in mind that, I mean, the fighter that I'm fighting is not just anyone off the street. You know what I mean? This is a talented athlete as well. So we need to make sure that we prepare properly to come out with the victory. You know, a victory over Mikey Garcia is huge. Of course, a knockout victory over Mikey Garcia is even better. But, I mean, regardless, I think it's a big win.
To fight again at the level of a Pacquiao, a Vargas type of attraction, you got to put your name in that running with Crawford and Spence and even Porter and these guys. You have to be exciting to make that fight sound exciting. So if it's not the knockout, how do you end up making those fights and climbing to the top of this very impacted with talent division?
Well, regardless, this fight is going to be an exciting fight. Without a doubt, it's going to generate a lot of attention. It's already getting a lot of attention, and we just announced it today. All right, so in these next 2 months, 2 and a couple, 9 weeks and a half, you know, it's going to get more attention. It's going to be a spectacular attendance, you know, when it comes to fight fans. I mean, I'm sure it's going to fill up. It's going to be in Dallas, Texas. Remember, on televised on DAZN on the 29th. I got to make sure to put that out there, you know, as many times as I can. But, you know, I want you all to tune in. I think you're gonna see a great matchup. And the winner out of this fight, you know, I'm sure will fight for a title. As you just mentioned several names. I'm sure those names will pop up and we'll begin to negotiate once, you know, this fight ends, you know, because both of us need to concentrate 100% on this fight. That's how big it is. That's how important it is for both of us.
Well, before this fight got signed, I'm sure you tuned in to see what your contemporaries are doing at 47. Crawford with a nice knockout last Saturday night. What did you make of his matchup against Mean Machine?
Spectacular. It was good, man. It was great. Congratulations to him. I've been knowing him for years, so I wish him nothing but the best. And he's doing well. He's doing well on his journey. And I mean, listen, whenever we're in the same weight division, we always keep an eye out for a possible opponent in the future. So you know, if it's a fight that can be made in the future, you never know. I think that there's a ton of talent in this division. Honestly, I prefer to fight at 54 because it's 47 is tough for me to make, but I came back down to 47 already. So it's kind of like listen, I'm willing to fight anyone, plain and simple. I always have, I always will. You know, I'm one of the fighters. It's just I'm in it to give the fight fans entertainment. That's why I've never refused to fight. I always, you know, took on the biggest fights possible. You know, and I'll continue to do that. So whoever comes and whoever my promoter and a team and advisors want me to fight next, that's what I'm fighting. You know, this fight here was negotiated by my promoter and advisors. They wanted it. I said, let's do it. You know, of course it made sense. So I'm always up for fights that make sense.
So you think most likely
you're asking? I'm always willing to fight anyone.
You think most likely you go back to 54 after this one?
I feel comfortable at 54. That's the thing. You know what I mean? But I'm in a point right now in my career where I can, I'm right in between. So I could still barely make 47.
Fair.
But 54, I feel good. I feel good at 57. You know, I have nothing to complain about.
Well,
and
lastly,
47, it takes a little more out of me, but I can make it. I mean, this time I'm gonna have to squeeze into it and then cut all my nails and shave my head maybe to make the way, but I'll make it.
Take off these big chains and diamonds. At 47, just last on this topic, when you saw what Mikey and Errol Spence did in the ring with each other, and now Mean Machine and Crawford, based on these last two performances, who do you put at the top amongst those two at 47?
I think that's a decision for the fight fans to decide on. You know what I mean? I have a lot of respect for my fans and for just the boxing fan in general, whether you're on my team or not, whether you support me or not. You know, I'll let them decide, and you know, hopefully they enjoy this fight on February 29th on DAZN. Subscribe. Make sure to watch it.
Can you get a knockout on the 29th?
Anything is possible.
Radio Rahim with Jessie Vargas. Anything is possible. February 29th. Good luck against Mikey Garcia. Always a pleasure to watch you work, man. Radio Rahim with Jessie Vargas.